when we talk about chronic pain, what sort of pain are we talking about? It's something that you cannot get rid of. It's persistent.
It's persistent for a lot of people. So the special thing about this study is we follow people over the whole life course from birth. So we find, for instance, people who report childhood serious pain will often report it in midlife as well. It's not true for everybody, but it persists for a lot of people. And by chronic pain, we mean pain that you report for at least 3 months. So it's pretty serious stuff. We do have information on shorter duration pain as well, but it's really the chronic pain that's most strongly associated with poor outcomes later in life.
Again, what sort of thing are we talking about? I mean, you tend to assume something like back pain because we know that can go on for a very long time, but is it general joint pain, things like frozen shoulder?
It can be all sorts of things, in fact, Stephen. Yeah, in the paper, we actually have a chart that nurses turn up and take readings for people at age 44. And as part of that, we have a map of your body and we ask people to point to where the pain is. A lot of it is in the back. In fact, the paper spends a bit of time talking about back pain, but you're quite right. It can come from all sorts of places and originate for all sorts of different reasons. The focus of the paper is not really on different types of pain. It's simply on your reports of having persistent pain over a period. That's 3 months.
Yeah, and traditionally, at least anecdotally, we're not very good at helping that sort of pain, are we? A couple of paracetamols just doesn't do the trick. And yet it can be, if it goes on for very long, it can really bring you down.
Well, I'm not a health expert as such. I really focus on economic outcomes. But in the course of this study, we came across a whole special edition of The Lancet, which emphasized the lack of focus and lack of interest in society generally about chronic pain. Many people often reporting chronic pain not being taken seriously because, unlike a broken arm or something like that, or a gash, you don't necessarily see it. And as a consequence, people underestimate the impacts that it can have on people's well-being. We look at outcomes as broad as sleep, depression, anxiety, life satisfaction, pessimism about the future. All these things measured in your 50s and 60s are actually predicted by having chronic pain back in your 40s and sometimes even in childhood.